Good evening. Welcome to the Poor Valley Boys podcast. I hope you guys are safe out there, especially Georgia, Florida families. Be safe and everything while the weather is not ideal right now. Um, but we're still going to bring you some sports while we're here, while it's still a little bit calm in our area in Georgia. Of course, we're on Sundays and Wednesdays, 9 o'clock during football season. We'll not be on Sundays. So you're going to get all the information on football that we got on Sundays. Crazy straws. If you're crazy, you got some straws. Get your crazy straw. Just for me, if you got gray in your beard and you want to get it out, just go ahead and get you some just for men CB4 on aisle 5 at Walmart or the Dollar General. Just go ahead and get your stuff. While I'm tagging everybody right now. That's Wave McGroom. If you want waves like Michael Atwater, who's had waves since 1994, and he's bald now, go ahead and get your Dax Wave McGroom. It's in a red can, about $4 at Dollar General. You go to Beauty Supply Place, give it $2.99. Go ahead and get your brush while you're in there too. Arizona tea. If you're drinking Arizona tea from Florida in the tall and the big boy can like this big, it's 89 cents. Drink the whole can, you'll have diabetes in 45 to 53 minutes. 45 to 53 minutes. So if you drink the whole can if you want to, you'll have diabetes. So I suggest you drink this much of the can and spit it out. If you like Arizona tea, you just got to have it. Just drink that much. Don't drink a lot of it. You have diabetes in 25 seconds. All right. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube. BuyNightShirt.com. Bernard Ingram prepares paraphernalia for Divine Nine and for HBCUs. So if you went to Fort Valley or Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Florida, Fort Valley, whatever HBCU you went to, he should have it. If not, he'll work on it. Because I had somebody asked me about Alabama A&M. I'm like, he got it. Just check him out. He'll get it for you. Got some good stuff. I got some things from there. Damon's podcast, Chop It Up with Damon Randall. Talks real life, real stuff. Damon Randall, chopping it up. And of course, our favorite sponsor here on the Fort Valley Boys podcast is Hennessy and Coke, Crown Royal, XO, and Ginger Ale. These are what we call the dark liquors. Guys will be on with us in a little bit. On the rundown today, Mike's QB tiers, top 16 quarterbacks after 3 weeks. Ain't there 32 quarterbacks in the league? Just saying. I hope Patrick Mahomes not in the top 2 because he's struggling this year. He's not having a good year. After all the offseason moves and our weapons getting hurt, they're still winning, but he is not playing at his best. And we saw last year when he doesn't play at his best, they still can win a Super Bowl, even with 47 drops last year from receivers. When it came down to when it mattered most, players made plays. Also on the rundown, we're also gonna tackle the top 5 NFL teams right now. I'm gonna give my top 5 right now as well. We got a big game this weekend, Georgia, Alabama. That's probably gonna be the game of the year until the next game of the year pops up in October, November. So we're gonna have the game of the year in September, where we're gonna have some more games of the year later on in the year. So you know how we do it. We get hyperbolic on these types of things. And of course, our 2-minute warning with Mike. He's going to talk about Shohei Ohtani and being in the 50-50 club, the WNBA playoffs. Why are we talking about the Braves? I mean, why? Gotta wait another 25 years for them to win another World Series. So why are we talking about them? And HBCU football, has it gotten better? Has it been stagnant? Is it taking a step back? What? So we'll let Mike do that rundown first. But I want to start off with, I'm going to do my top five teams. This is my list, which means I can't go wrong because it's my list. But more than likely, I'll probably be wrong. But when have I been wrong? Every day. I've been wrong every day. So if I'm going to start from bottom to top. If I had a number 5 team, it would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers defense has been very, very lovely this year. Steelers defense has been dominant. The offense is coming along because Justin Fields and Russell Wilson are in a new offense this year. Russell hasn't played yet because of a quad injury. I don't know if he's going to get on the field. But as long as Justin is winning and playing good football, good game managing football, and learning the offense and still feed him some things down the road, I think Steelers going to have a chance to make some noise in the AFC. Right now, they're 3-0. Ravens and the Browns are 1-2. The Bengals are 0-3. We'll talk about the Bengals when the guys come on and give some thoughts on that. My number 4 team are the Detroit Lions. Even though they lost to Tampa Bay in week 2, looked good against the Cardinals. They are still a team to beat despite the hiccup against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers wanted some get back from last year, losing the divisional round against the Lions. Jared Goff is a little slow start this year. Got a big contract, got a little full. Jameson Williams is going to have a coming out party this year to me. I think he should be having a coming out party. He's going to be a bust. He's going to be looked at as a bust, and we don't want to use that word bust, but he has not looked good this first 2 years of the league, especially being suspended last year for gambling. So, like I said, if I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong on my list. My number 3 team is the Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings 3-0. Who would have thought Sam I Am Darnold will have the year that is happening? This is what we say, coaching matters in the NFL. It doesn't matter what, coaching matters, period. So when Sam got drafted by the Jets, I can't remember who the coach was. It Todd Bowles, maybe? Who was his coach? Somebody in chat put in there, who was his coach when he was at New York? He was traded to the Carolina Panthers. He had Matt Rule as his coach. Went to San Francisco for a year, backed up Brock Purdy. Then he went to Minnesota with Kevin O'Donnell, very good coach. Pretty proficient offense. Comes from that Sean McVay tree. Did some things with Kirk Cousins his first 2 years as coach. Even though Kirk got hurt last year, he went through 4 quarterbacks as well, like Kevin Stefanski did last year. Went through 5 quarterbacks, and you get the right fit in the quarterback in the offense, your offense can take off. And right now, Sam Darnold looks like the top 5 pick that he should have been with the Jets, which goes back to coaching matters. And the offense that O'Donnell is running is a derivative of the San Francisco offense that Kyle Shanahan is running right now. And if you really want to take another step towards that, you could look at that same offense, and pieces of the offense is in New Orleans. It didn't look like it did past Sunday now. The offense didn't look like it did past Sunday when the Eagles came to town and beat the Saints. I know Falcons fans love that. But Falcons, y'all need to chill, though. Kirk Cousins, starting to Kirk Cousins a little bit. So that's my number 3 team. My number 2 team right now it's going to be a little controversial. Are the Buffalo Bills. Like I said, anybody out there watching the show, let me know if my list is wrong or right or whatever. Buffalo Bills, they look very good. Stephon Diggs, who Josh Allen is not forcing the ball to Stephon. Feel like he has to get it to him 15 times a game. But to be fair, Josh Allen isn't the quarterback he is now without Stephon Diggs. And Stephon Diggs leaving, that forced Josh to become more mature with the ball, more prudent, valuing possessions, looking for other receivers, which things have opened up for him with that offense, especially with Joe Brady as a coordinator when he took over for Ken Dorsey last year, mid-season. And we can see now Ken Dorsey he's offensive coordinator, but he's not really calling plays in Cleveland. So we need to look at how's that working out for Deshaun Watson. That's a whole nother story. Deshaun Watson is looking like the bottom of the trash can that hadn't been cleaned out in 2 weeks. Especially with another allegation coming up where he sexually assaulted a woman in 2020. He still has one pending lawsuit from the one pending plaintiff, and he has this new allegation that came out about 2 weeks ago. So we don't know where that's going to go. We'll let you know when it happens, and we don't know. All I know is that Deshaun hasn't been the same since 2020. And is that possibly because of Bill O'Brien not being part of the offense when he got fired? And you bring in David Culley as the coach for 1 year. So we'll never know. Bottom line, we'll never know. And of course, number one team on my top 5 list, what's understood doesn't need to be said, in the words of Chris Canty. I don't. Sportsmanlike, I guess I watch it sometimes, listen to it on the way to work. That show kind of aggravating, but at the same time, they have some kind of decent content. They just get aggravating on there. But until somebody throws the Chiefs and they lose, they will still be number one, no matter what their record looks like. They have the hardest schedule in football. They have the hardest schedule this side of Mississippi because they had a chance to get the number one schedule. So we look at, if I want to look at the Chiefs' schedule, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to magnify just a tad bit. That's too much. There we go. They have the Chargers coming up on the 29th. That's a 4:30 game. Then they're home for the Saints. Have a bye, and they pick up the 49ers on Fox as the Fox game of the week. Then after that, they have the Raiders. That's a CBS game. Buccaneers on Monday night. Broncos at 1. Then they have the Bills on CBS. That's the game of the week. So that's what we're looking at right now as far as their schedule. I think the Chiefs are probably going to, if I had to pick where they're going to lose right now, I could see this either the Saints or the 49ers, even though I'm kind of hesitant on the 49ers because they're beat up on defense. Most of the weapons on offense are non-existent right now. But I don't see the Chiefs losing probably until week 9 or week 10, possibly in week 5. Week 5, week 9. Just the first game I can see the Chiefs losing right now, either against the Saints or the 49ers. I think 49 want to get some form of get back on them for beating them in the Super Bowl. But I think that's going to be an intriguing game. So those are my top 5 teams right now in the NFL. Top 5. We got Chiefs, Bills, Vikings, Lions, and Steelers in that order. Y'all probably say, where's Seahawks? You've got to be Seahawks. They're undefeated. Yeah, but we'll see how long that lasts. What about the Jets? What about the Chargers? The Eagles are 2-1. What about the Commanders? What about them? What about the Packers? Well, the Packers are 2-1, and that's a valid argument. Packers could be in that 7 through 9 area, especially without Jordan Love. If I'm Matt LaFleur, I will sit Jordan Love one more week. You're in a good spot. You play the Vikings this week. With Brian Flores' defense, the way it's humming right now, I would not take a chance on him playing this week. You got a good thing going with Malik Willis right now, which goes back again to coaching, utilizing the skills of the players that you have on your roster and maximizing what they do well, and maximizing what your team does well. With Josh Jacobs running, Malik Willis able to run, you limiting him passing because you're showing him the offense right now. Because think about it, he got there right after training camp. Vet Miller, friend of the show, he likes Minnesota and New Orleans too. Yeah, I think Philadelphia's defense heard the cries of they need to step up. And what are we doing? Minnesota, I did not see this coming. I really did not see this coming. But we're gonna wait and see how long this carriage gonna stay as a carriage until the pumpkin when midnight basically gonna hit. When midnight gonna hit. New Orleans, I think. Looking at the division, the Buccaneers gonna have a say. I'm not gonna lie to you, Vet. I do not trust Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen has been in Orleans for 3 years, and I do not trust him as a coach. We're bringing Atwater in. Mike, what's going on? You safe?
Yeah, I'm safe.
Oh, shut up.
Safe in
His
arms.
Woo! All right, I gave my top 5 teams in the NFL right now. My top 5 teams: Steelers at 5, Lions at 4, Vikings at 3, Bills at 2, Chiefs at 1.
I'm going Buffalo 1. I'm going Buffalo 1. I go Kansas City 2, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and Seattle possibly.
No Lions or Green Bay. Tampa Bay.
Those are the undefeated teams. I'm going by the undefeated team right now.
What I'm looking at though, the Chiefs had the hardest schedule than the Bills.
See, the Chiefs done played 2 playoff teams from last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills done played
no playoff team from last year.
Miami made the playoff. They beat Miami.
That don't count because they always beat Miami, and then Tua was out for half the game.
Yeah, they count because they won them on the road. They went into Miami done there.
Yeah, but I'm not moving the champs off that top list until the champs lose.
Champs ain't just been playing scotch free either now.
Defense been solid. They like I said, they had the hardest schedule.
I mean, they have. They done got the wins, but they ain't just been looking flawless.
I'm gonna throw a hot take out there. Is there any way possible that the Raiders might trade with the Chiefs and they could get Devontae Adams?
No, they're not gonna. I don't think you trade in division. Not in the same division.
Eagles did it. Eagles did it with the Redskins.
Yeah, Eagles kind of done it with the Giants with Saquon, but not during the season. Or that's what you were talking about, or like?
No, I'm talking about when Donovan McNabb got traded to the Redskins.
Yeah, that was after the season. But no, I don't see that happening.
What was your takeaway from the weekend?
With NFL?
NFL.
There's a lot of bad football teams out there, Faith. There's a lot of bad football going on, man. And, if you take a look at the last 9 or 10 first-round quarterbacks, they haven't really been looking good. Trevor Lawrence. We don't even see Trey Lance. Mac Jones don't play. Zach Wilson, we don't hear from him.
Let me stop right there. I'm gonna let you get back in. Trey Lance, to me, this is just me. I don't know. Like, I'm not in the room with San Francisco. They should have never drafted him that high, 1. And 2, he broke his ankle the second game he was a starter. And that was it. That was a route.
Evidently, there's something going on in practice that he ain't getting it.
And that goes back to him playing 1 game his last year and had 1 year starting. But go ahead.
But it's just seems like it's a lot of bad football right now. It could be that the quarterback play ain't good. It could be contributed to, teams not really doing too much in the preseason, which I get it. You don't want your players really playing too much in the preseason, but it's a lot of bad football, dog. It really is.
Yeah,
And the teams that look bad are your profile teams or your playoff teams. Cincinnati don't look good. Dallas damn sure don't look good. Baltimore don't look good. Like it's teams out there that really not looking good right now. But like I say, it's 3 weeks in. San Francisco is another team that don't look good. So it's some bad football going on in the NFL right now.
let
And
me- yeah, yeah. Let me correct Corey. San Francisco has 2 losses. Corey, they don't have one; they have 2. They lost. They're back-to-back losses, so they wouldn't be nowhere near the top 10 right now because they have 2 losses. So I had to correct you on that one. We have Horatio Major joining us on the show, friend of the show. What it do?
What's going on, gentlemen?
big shot.
I gave my top 5 teams. Chiefs
All right.
1, Bills 2, Vikings 3, Lions 4, Steelers 5.
Say it again. Say the top 5 again.
Chiefs 1, Bills 2, Vikings 3, Lions 4, Steelers 5.
Okay. I agree with Chiefs being 1. I'm not sold on Pittsburgh just yet. I like Minnesota and I like what New Orleans doing. Buffalo 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the way they manhandled Jacksonville. Yeah, I like Buffalo too. Miami fans not gonna like this, but I think what Josh Allen is actually doing is showing everybody he's taking the Patrick Mahomes route. Tua went to the Pro Bowl, led the league in throwing yards, but you had the most dynamic receiver in the game, and you had another real good engine, fast con in Jalen Waddle. But what Josh Allen is doing, at least in the first 3 games, might be his best year yet. Cut the interceptions down, and he's winning games without Stephon Diggs, who everybody assumed he needed.
You don't think Stephon Diggs matured him to a point where they were able to get rid, where they were basically forced to get rid of him, and it forced him to mature as a quarterback and Joe Brady as a better play caller than Ken Dorsey?
No, I think Stephon Diggs gave him a safety blanket. Like when you're a young quarterback, you need somebody to lock on to. You need that. You need somebody to demand the ball, and that's why I've always been a fan. You guys have heard me on here. When you get a rookie quarterback, go get a rookie wide receiver and let them grow together. All the way back to when Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison did it.
CJ Stroud last year with Nico Collins.
Exactly. So I believe in that. But as you mature as a quarterback, then you're not trying to hear all that whining. I need 14 targets, or I need, you're not trying to hear that. Like you're more, and Atwater just left an officials game tonight. Then you understand you become more of a distributor. You're trying to win the game. I can't be staring you down like I used to. I see somebody else open. I see the game differently. So I think that's why Stephon Ward is welcome. Same thing he did in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins saw the game better.
I think he threw the 10 different targets on Monday night, if I remember right. It might be 10 or 11. So
quarterback.
Right now, Josh Allen to me will be the front runner for MVP. 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, 75% completion percentage, 634 yards. If you look at rushing touchdowns, he has 2, so it's 9 total touchdowns this year. I think that leads the NFL, if I remember correctly, 9 total touchdowns.
MVP.
So right now, the running game is mid. James Cook 188, Josh Allen second with 85. So
James Cook had 188 yards for the season.
For the season, James Cook 188 for the season.
180 of those was against the Dolphins. So If he could just keep playing the Dolphins, he'll win the MVP.
Hey, Faye, now that we got a ratio on, you can ask your exclusive interview about his godson. Yeah, look at the laugh.
Bryce?
Yeah,
nigga, your godson, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Shot, how did you take the news that the Carolina Panthers benched your godson?
So when his dad called me and told me that they was benching Bryce. So like real talk, obviously it's tough, but I think Bryce was in a bad situation. Like bro, Sam Darnold out here throwing touchdowns. You know, I think they put the kid in a bad situation. I know some people are gonna say that I told you so with him and CJ Stroud, but I still think that Bryce Young was a better quarterback up until the end. So you may say, well, what do you mean the end? Like, what people don't understand, the NFL is not about the best players. It's about the most driven players. Bro, Vet, you also told us that boy from Tennessee was a first round pick too. So don't come on here with your half ass receipts. No, put all the receipts out there. He talking about Jaden Daniels. He's like, nah. Well, yeah, he did say that. He did say we're better than Caleb. But back up the Tennessee quarterback and wide receivers. Don't go back to them boys last year.
It's about Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, that's him, Hendon Hooker. That boy out there buying hookers.
Hell no.
No, real talk. The NFL is about the most driven, not the most talented. Right, that's real. You know, Bryce Young was the best quarterback in high school, was the best quarterback in college. You know, when he got to the league, people don't understand the NFL is the end. It's the end point. You know, that's the end. For fans, it's the beginning, but for the players, that's the end. Because you could, so any of y'all ever been to the dog track?
Been a minute, but yeah.
Okay. The dog is chasing the rabbit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know whatever happens if the dog catches the rabbit?
You kill that joker, right?
Nah, they don't run no more. They don't run. The NFL is the rabbit. Once you catch the rabbit, you good. Bryce Young got $10 million in his pocket. So I truly believe the NFL is the end game, not the beginning of the game. That's why out of 15,000 players that's ever been in the NFL, only 100 of them in the Pro Bowl, in the Hall of Fame.
So basically, he's finna get a pass fade because he got money in his pocket. He basically saying he made it, and from this point on, it might not really matter what the hell he does.
He's
financially set.
No, what Shot is saying is he's in a bad circumstance. He just happened to get him money at the same time while he's in a bad circumstance. Am I right on that, or I'm misinterpreting what you're saying?
Like, what's the drive? So think about it. When we start talking about some of the most talented quarterbacks to play the game, and I'm gonna help you out for the sake of time. Don't we talk about Jamarcus Russell? Don't we talk about him with his arms? And Jamarcus Russell 10 years ago was throwing the ball 75 yards. Man, they gave Jamarcus a check and he cleared it. And the first time you call him a bust, he gonna tell you how's a millionaire bust.
I told you, that's what he's saying. He's saying Bryce Young done made it, and regardless of what he does from this point on, the end game, he done made it. He there.
Yeah, because I don't know if he's motivated to climb out of that situation that's in Chicago, in Charlotte, especially with Tyrese Maxey having his girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, he's in a bad circumstance. When you're the number one pick, that lets you know you going to a shitty situation, bar none. That's it. Now, don't get me.
Well, Andy Dalton went in there this week and threw for 350.
And that's indictment, and that's an indictment on the coaching staff also.
I don't know how shitty it is.
But check this out. And it's not a shot against CJ Stroud because I got him on my fantasy team, so I need him to do good. But CJ ain't playing good right now.
He ain't playing the greatest.
And how many times have I said, once them DCs get a summer to dissect your game, that sophomore year gonna tell a story. Now I still think CJ gonna do well. Like I said, I got him on my fantasy team. And I love how humble CJ Stroud is too. When you watch him in his interviews, that dude is humble. So nothing against him. What I'm saying, I'm just trying to make my case for my godson. But I like Vet. I like what Vet just put up in there. Who's better? That's a good debate. Cam or Shedeur? Woo, who y'all taking?
Cam.
Hey, Reverend Tick said he lost his job and his girl at the same time. We got to pray for him, Tick.
That's probably why he playing bad, to be honest with you.
I believe so. We got to pray for him, Tick. Get him on the prayer line. I'm going to call his daddy.
Yeah, going to shot points, CJ Stroud, 67%, which is pretty good. Four touchdowns, 2 picks, only averaging 236 yards a game. So he's not got somewhat of a running game till Mixon got hurt in the second week against the Bears. So he lost a little bit of the running game. Still, Nico Collins, 18 catches this year. Stephon Diggs, 20 catches. Tank Dell, 9. Michi hasn't made an impact. I think he's still trying to find his footing. Of course, we know Michi was dealing with a form of leukemia. I don't know how it's going to work, but so he's finally getting to a point of normalcy. Because remember, Eric Berry, he had lymphoma a couple years ago when he was with the Chiefs. Came back, he wasn't the same really. He wasn't the same when he came back.
So who's a better quarterback, Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders?
Man, I don't know. I'm playing college football 25, and I'm playing with the Canes now. Kane Ward so fast.
I got the answer for you, Shedeur. Hands down, Shedeur. And I think for me too, I need to see Cam. I want to see what Miami does this Friday against Virginia Tech. I want to see Miami play tougher competition. Shedeur Sanders makes all the throws. And I mean, Cam can make all the throws, but I would like to see more competition from Miami because they played Florida A&M, USF, Florida. I can't think who they played for the 4th game. So they 4-0, but it's really lesser competition. So let's see what they do when you play Virginia Tech and when you play Clemson and let's see when you do what you do when you play them teams.
So how do we view Nebraska?
What you mean?
How do we view Nebraska? Because Shedeur didn't put up no numbers against Nebraska. The true freshman stole the show.
Nebraska was in a what's the name? They was a top 25 team a week or two ago. So what I'm saying about
after the game or before the game?
Huh?
I think they were a top 25 team after the game. Because a lot of people had Nebraska winning that game. I mean, had Colorado winning that game.
I know that next week when Nebraska played Illinois, they were ranked. So maybe it was after the Colorado game.
Yeah, after. So they weren't ranked when they beat their ass.
So I take Shedeur right now.
Handily. Like so okay. So who was the best quarterback on the field that Saturday?
Oh, Raiola.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out why we got to see Cam against better competition when the favorite team got handed and he threw 2 picks.
Yeah, but he done a lot of good stuff on the field too. If I'm a GM between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, I'm a team looking for a 1st-round pick. I'm going with Shedeur.
I'm not gonna say you right or wrong, but I would love to see that same kid out from under his daddy, from his daddy's shoes. I would love to see that. So, I mean, but if you look at the numbers, Cam Ward 72%, Shedeur 68, Cam 1,400, Shedeur 1,300. He's averaging 11 yards per attempt. Shedeur is only averaging 8 yards per attempt. which means you're not going down the line of scrimmage a lot. And he's throwing to a first-round wide receiver. Or he's throwing picks to a first-round DB, whichever one you want to call it. Shout out to Travis Hunter.
And tag on the shot point, if you look at what Shedeur did against Oregon last year, a Power 5 school in a better conference.
Oh,
I'm talking about that. It went 42-7, if I remember correctly. Oregon won last year, 42-7. Or was it 42-0?
Throttled him.
He went to another big time. Now you went back to Nebraska with a year under with their coach, Matt Rule, who was a program builder in college. NFL, not so much. Once he starts recruiting, you could pretty much cancel Christmas. They're going to win by 8-9 games this year.
What did Shedeur do last year against Oregon?
Nothing. Not a damn thing.
What did Cam do last year against Oregon with less talent?
Give me a second. Let's see. They lost 38-24, 438 yards.
Exactly.
Man,
that's like that said.
That 438 yard inflation. That's inflation. Because if you lost 38-24, that means you behind and you throwing that football a whole lot. Like right now, for an example, Dak Prescott lead the NFL in passing.
Yo, dude.
Well, hell, he lead the NFL in passing because they've been down by 20 and 30. So they throwing the ball a lot. So now, that 438 yards is inflated. And Ratio, we talked about that years ago when we were talking about Kevin Love and Chris Bosh playing in Toronto and Minnesota getting them inflated points. A lot of them 438 yards, that could be inflated. That's inflated.
You're right. It could be. I won't lie to you that it could be inflated. You're absolutely right.
It's not because at halftime it was 17-13.
Hello.
And final score was 38-24. And mind you, Washington State, that's all they do. They throw the football all the time.
No turnovers. So they ain't turn the ball over.
He's throwing it a lot, no turnovers.
Well, I tell you what, let's see in April who's gonna be the higher draft pick.
Let's look at Cam's measurables right quick while we on there. 6'2", 223. Him and Shedeur about the same height, about the same build. So, yeah, 262, 223. Let me go to Shedeur, where his build is. It should be about 6'2", might be 6'1". 6'2", 215. Both from Texas, about same weight, same build. So that's what's listed. Let me say that's what's listed.
Yeah, clearly unbiased. So especially now that he's with my team. So
let's get into the game of the week then, Faye. About that time, man.
Yeah, you ain't give us your top 16 quarterback, but we'll wait another week though, I guess. So that's cool. All right, game of the week. Well, the game of the year until October, November, where there's another game of the year. Bama versus Georgia. In our pre-production, Mike gives us a list of games to pick. A lot of folks know I like Alabama. I picked Georgia this week. Mike, what's the key to the game for Georgia?
Before I get to talk about the keys of the game, this could arguably right now, and I know people are going to say, well, this man done coached in 3 national championship games. This might be the biggest game of Kirby's career, and let me explain to you why. When you played in games against Alabama, your first national championship against Alabama, you were the underdog. And nobody really expected you to win that game. Then you played Alabama SEC championships and all that. This game is big for your career, Kirby, because Nick Saban is gone. You are considered now the king of the hill. Georgia is supposed to be the top program. Kirby, you're supposed to be the top coach. It will look really bad you go in there and lose that game to Alabama to I don't want to say a rookie coach, but to pretty much a new coach in Kalen DeBoer at Alabama. Those national championships, technically, Jameson Williams playing, John Metchie playing, you might not win that. Now, yeah, you won it. And you beat TCU. But this game going into Alabama in a prime time, this situation is big for Kirby, as if you the king of the hill, you got to show it. So this is a big game for his career because you are 1-5. I saw a stat the other day that was unreal. Since I think they said 2020, Georgia is, let's say, 48-0 against everybody. And I think 1-5 against Alabama. And them 5 losses, of course, Nick Saban was coaching. So, Kirby, you got to get over the Alabama hump. And you got to get over it and be and have a good win in Tuscaloosa this weekend. Because you lose Alabama again this weekend, you really want to get no respect because Nick Saban there. You're really gonna be questioned if you lose the cat in the ball. So this is a big game for Georgia and Kirby Smart because you hadn't got over the Alabama hump. You're 1-5 against Bama. You gotta get over that hump.
Shaw, what's your keys to the game this weekend while you getting your laughs in right quick?
Hey, that boy really tried to convince us that this Kirby Smart biggest game. Damn the 2 national titles. Damn that. Like, forget the 2 national championship games. This is your biggest game, a week 4 game, even though you played in 3 national championship games. This is your biggest game. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, because you ain't got Nick Saban no more. You got to show everybody in the world that you're the best coach in America.
Well, right now the world don't even think you're the best team in America. That's Texas, right? But that take right there go up there with the Deion Sanders going to USC.
Deion Sanders wasn't far. He came to Colorado. You didn't think he could be no D1 coach. Period. You were laughing though.
I like the way you spent it. That was good, and you was quick with it. He said, or if not Deion, watch out for Mario Cristobal. He's an LA guy.
Yep.
I say that.
I ain't take like you got Bryce Young was better than CJ Stroud.
He was picked first. He was picked first.
I turned out for him though. How they looking right now for you?
He was picked first.
How they
looking the Heisman?
How they looking right now though, big dog?
Hey man, like I said, we got the bread. He was picked first.
That's all you care about is the money. How they looking right now though? Who you right there right now?
Don't care about his money. They don't normally pick the second best guy first.
Who you rather have right now, Faye? Bryce Young and CJ Stroud?
Right now,
CJ Stroud. That's right now.
And CJ Stroud then. I said that in
2020.
I said that then, CJ Stroud. I said before the draft. CJ Stroud should have been the quarterback.
When they do those Heisman promotions, Bryce Young gonna be there.
Yeah, you still talking about the past.
It's only been what you say. I don't know how many years that the NFL been in existence, so I'm about to just throw out a number. But it's only been 55 first number 1 picks in the draft. It's only been Bryce one of them. And you said Hendon Hooker too, bet. Every time you say CJ Stroud, bet, I'm gonna say Hendon Hooker. Because you came on here with venom talking about Hendon Hooker. Boy, I told you, shot. I told you. So don't start that CJ stuff. Y'all better leave my God kid alone. He said he 3 for 1. But I'm just not sold on Bama because I haven't really seen him, but I think Bama got the best quarterback. Vet just hit it on the head when he said whoever gonna run the ball best. And then Fred always come up with the safe stuff, fewest turnovers, no shit. Like we know that. Like come up with something else, Fred. Tell us about whoever tight end catch the most passes is gonna win the game. Don't talk about the fewest turnovers. But I think Bama got the best quarterback. I think Bama got probably the best wide receiver. That's gonna be a good segue for us, Atwater. I think Bama got the best wide receivers. I think Georgia got the best defense, though. I think that defense is lights out. So, reluctantly, I'm picking Georgia.
Kirby winning this game. Is he officially on top of the hill?
To be honest with you, to me, he's already on top of the hill. Back-to-back national champ, lost 1 game in the last 3 years.
You got to beat Bama, man. That dude can't get over that Bama hump, bro. He got to beat Bama.
Oh my God!
Somebody in the show picked Alabama to win the national championship 2 years in a row by double digits.
Who picked Alabama?
No, the last 2 years picked Georgia to win the national championship by double digits, and everybody laughed at this person crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But
But this is a big game. This might be
it's a big
Kirby's
game.
biggest game.
Mm-hmm.
This might be Kirby's biggest game.
All right.
If they want to call it football, yeah, it'd be a bigger game on NCAA 25. All right, Mike, you got a 2-minute drill on here?
Huh?
You got a 2-minute drill on your rundown?
Yeah, I think I had on there, yeah.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani, WNBA playoffs, the Braves. Why are we talking about the Braves? And HBCU football. Which one you want to start with?
What order we in?
Shohei Ohtani first.
Hey, man, we have to start, and, Ratio may not be up on it with baseball. We got to start putting that dude in the category one of the best to ever do it. He's in that category with some of the best players ever play, man.
Whoa.
That performance he pulled.
Whoa. How many playoff games has he played in?
Man, we talking about stats. I ain't saying about no playoff game. How many championship Barry Bonds got? How many?
But how many but he played in the World Series and dominated though. Shohei, you gotta show me something.
Hey, listen. He is on the way to this man has at the moment, I don't know about now. Ratio, this man got 52 home runs and 52 stolen bases. Nobody's ever done that in baseball, Ratio. Ever. And in the game that he broke the record, he hit 3 home runs and stole like 5, 6 like 3 or 4 bases. So nobody in the history of baseball. Think about how many players done played the game, all these stars. This is the only person to ever be in the 50-50 club. And ever since he been in the league, he been balling. So he got to get some kind of consideration. Ohtani, man, he balling. And the Dodgers getting the playoff, man. Y'all check out Shohei Ohtani. And he was a pitcher too, Ratio. So he would pitch and hit.
Well, I know who he is because he actually broke the 50-50 record down here against the Marlins. So I had the pleasure of actually watching that, on the news because I didn't go nowhere near the stadium. I heard about it the next morning, and I remember when they said it, I was like, "Who?"
Exactly.
So I'm sorry. Who's actually leading the league and who's actually has the best record in baseball? Who?
I think it is the Dodgers. The Dodgers and the Phillies.
The Phillies number one. Phillies at 94 wins. Dodgers 1 win behind them, but the Padres got 91. They playing in a series right now. The Padres won last night. If they win tonight and tomorrow, they'll be tied with the Dodgers and have the tiebreaker against them. Yankees and NL. Yankees are tied with the Cleveland Guardians. Used to be the Indians with 92 wins. So it look like it's gonna be the Guardians or the Yankees for home field in the ALCS. Phillies and Dodgers are still battling it out right now.
What was next? What, WNBA playoff?
WNBA. See you, Caitlin. We'll see you next year.
Caitlin out?
She out. Got knocked out tonight.
Oh, man.
See you next year. Get a whole year rest. Get a whole year rest now.
She got 1 more year to do her thing. After that, it's going to be Juju on that beat. And before that, they're going to turn the page with Buchers.
Yeah, she was the it girl until she got hurt for 2 years straight. So she was Caitlin before Caitlin came into play.
Hey, hold on. Reverend Tick put some up here. I'm assuming he talking about what's the dude's name? Donahue?
Ohtani.
Yeah, him too. 700 million. I thought the other dude from Indonesia got $1 billion.
No, so Ohtani got that 700 million and deferred like I think 650 of it to the back end of the contract. He saw that way that Dodger could sign more players. So after he retired, he's going to get about 20-30 million a year for like 20 years or some shit like that.
Oh, this the same dude that got the that got the
50-50.
contract that fed the country.
Pretty much, yeah.
Same dude. Okay.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So they got their money's worth.
Yeah, he underpaid. And he ain't pitched yet. Keep that in mind. He hasn't pitched yet, and he can pitch.
Oh, well, they're not gonna ever let him pitch no more because he's gonna get that Tommy John.
He already had 2 Tommy Johns.
What?
Had Tommy John last year. That's why he's only DH this year.
And he doing 50-50?
Yeah.
That's a successful marriage. Goodness gracious. What am I looking at? Oh boy, I thought that was Sasquatch coming into the house. I was about to say Atwater run, but it was him.
But oh god. Yeah, semifinal matchup. The rematch of last year's final with Liberty and the Aces for WNBA, Mike.
Who played for the Liberty? I know your girl played for the Aces.
Ionescu and Brianna Stewart.
Oh, Anoscu?
Mm-hmm.
And Bree Stu?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the Aces got
Asia.
Who?
Asia Wilson.
Asia. They got Asia and the other girl.
Kelsey Plum, Gray.
No, what's the other girl? Not Kelsey Plum. What's the other one?
Gray. Jackie Gray, I think.
No, not Jack. The point guard.
Kelsey Plum.
No, not the black
I don't
girl.
think Kelsey Plum the blood. She ain't the point. She ain't the point guard.
I think it's Gray then. Let me look it up. Let me pull it up. Give me a second.
Yeah, not. It might be Gray, but I think it's somebody else.
Who in the other series then, Fate?
The Sun is gonna meet the winner of the Mercury and the Lynx. That game's going on right now. Right now, the Lynx are up.
Man, the WNBA got the craziest playoff scenario. So you play the best of 3. If you lose one of your first 2 games, they play the higher seed get the first 2 games. If you lose one of them, game 3, the deciding game, is on the road and at the lower seed. That's crazy.
Jackie Young, shout out who you talking about? Jackie Young.
No. Sydney Colson. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I like Sydney.
Hey, she's 35. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like Sydney. Hold up, Sydney ain't doing nothing this year?
Not 2 points.
Oh, she's just on the bench. She just Udonis Haslam.
Yeah, she played 8 minutes a game.
Lord have mercy. She talked too much to be only playing 8 minutes a game. Okay, Kelsey Plum, she that deal.
Yeah, she was married to what's her name?
But from the
Darren Waller, right?
Waller. Yeah, Darren Waller. They got divorced this year, so.
Okay. All right.
Get
real, fellas.
All right, y'all, take it easy. Be safe out there. I know we closed for the next 2 days because of this hurricane. So
yeah, we closed too. What about y'all, Shot?
Yeah, we off tomorrow. It's just rain. We off.
All right, man. Y'all hold it down.
Tomorrow. Y'all fellas be good.
All right, see you next week.
All right.